Justin Medeiros here in just a second. And then we also want to have a little fun. And this is great because one of the pros of not being on the broadcast team is now I can speculate and I can guess on what's going on because usually I have some inside information, so I have to recuse myself from those discussions. I have none of that now. So we're going to speculate on something that Dave said again in another one of his athlete interviews, that there will be a new movement to the CrossFit Games this year. We're going to talk about what that might be and why we think that. But first, we want to thank our sponsor for today, and that is Thirdzy, the PM Recovery Collagen Protein that helps with joint and connective tissue repair and has other ingredients like magnesium, L-theanine, and GABA. They are included to help calm your central nervous system and help support deep and REM sleep. I had a buddy of mine who works out in my 5 a.m. dad fitness group. Hit me up. He goes, "Hey man, do you know any good supplements that have magnesium in it?" And I'm looking for collagen stuff that and I said, "Hey, this is what you need to take." And I got him on the Thirdzy train, and he's all about it now. Loves it. Swears by it. So I was able to add another happy customer to the Thirdzy ecosystem. This stuff is, like I said, it's a game changer. And my buddy Jason says the same thing. It's like you're going to get deeper, more consistent sleep. You'll fall asleep more quickly, and you're going to feel better when you wake up. I wish I could get more sleep, but because of Thirdzy, the sleep that I do get is of higher quality, and it has allowed me to, on a consistent basis, get up at 4 a.m. and go work out at the 5 a.m. class, something that just mere months ago would have required an act of Congress.
An act of Congress.
I ran a little experiment this last weekend. As you guys, I was out working at our property, doing like 10 hours of manual labor a day. And the first day I forgot to take Thirdzy, and I was like, when you've like worked really, really hard, you're almost like restless in bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could not fall asleep. Woke up the next day, felt like garbage. Those next 2 nights, Thirdzy out, woke up. Father-in-law was like, "Yo, like, how are you still going?" I was like, "I feel great because I slept great." And that Thirdzy put my REM sleep up, put my deep sleep up. And honestly, that's what allowed me to recover enough to be able to do it, because that was stout work.
The website is Thirdzy.com. The code is TEF. You will save 20% and you will optimize your sleep and your recovery. Or if you're watching this, just scan that QR code on the screen right down there. It'll take you right there. TEF is the code, and you will save 20%. Big thanks to our friends over at Thirdzy for sponsoring today's episode. Okay, up next, we are going to hear from the former 2-time CrossFit Games champion, Justin Medeiros. If you were with us earlier, and I'm assuming you were, that he is going to be one of the athletes that participates in the Tier Cup at Tier Wadapalooza SoCal. And during that interview where we revealed him as one of the athletes on Team North America, Tommy was able to talk to him about his games prep, about what he learned going through last season's hardships in Madison, Wisconsin, and then what this season's result at semifinals has done for his confidence heading into the CrossFit Games in Fort Worth, Texas. So here's Tommy's conversation with Justin Medeiros.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year wasn't the year that I planned for, but I think it was just a combination of a lot of things that kind of stacked up on top, and it kind of led to that result. But the confidence always been there. I mean, like I said, I rely on the team that I have around me so much that kind of getting back into this year, there wasn't doubt, I would say. I mean, I think there was like the pressure to prove what I know I'm capable of, but definitely no doubt. And I think through every stage of the season is just being like confident in myself, what I come through the open, through quarterfinals, and then semifinals was kind of the first time where you're in that live competition again. It's like, nope, like I still know how to do this. I still know where I'm at. And man, I think these 2 months are going by super quick leading into the games, but man, I mean, we're getting a couple workouts released already and all that stuff. So I'm really excited for it.
What do you think about it so far? We have the announcement. We have some announcements. We have a run and swim. We have Chad. Have you done Chad? Is this something that's going to be completely new?
Well, Chad, I've never done. Obviously, since it's been announced, we've been definitely getting our box step ups in. But I mean, there's going to be a twist in that event. Not sure what that is going to be. I mean, you never know with Dave and the CrossFit Games, and I'm pumped for the run swim. I mean, my first year at the games, we did like second year at the games, we did like the long mile swim with the kayak. And then since we've swam in a pool, and then we had no swimming. So I'm excited to see like that traditional first event at the games with a run and a swim. I think it's gonna be a great way to start the weekend. But I'm excited for it. Looks like the swim's gonna be long.
Yeah, it's interesting because you have a very unique experience because two of your first 3 years at the games were swimming in a pool.
Yeah,
And up until 2020, it only had happened once in
yeah.
2013. So you haven't really gotten to sink your teeth in a more traditional games type swim. But um, yeah, I mean, I guess at this point you kind of have to be ready for some kind of twist. But touching back on the placement, does Sean and I were talking about this the other day, is that, you know, the way some of the best get better is even when you have an off day or you have misses, your misses and dispersion gets better. It's kind of a concept in golf, you know. Do you feel like that happened last year? We're like, hey, even if everything goes wrong, I'm still in the hunt for the top 10 all year, and I'm like, I can still dial one up like you did with the handstand medley and the inverted medley. Like, was there any like positive takeaway for that for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was glimpses. I mean, that day one at the games for me was pretty rough, and I think when I look back at my games finishes throughout the weekend, I think as the weekend went on, I became more and more like myself, which was a good confidence thing, despite having like a really bad day one. Being able to bounce back from that, and I could think the plan this year is just kind of shed some of that stress and stuff that comes with being at the top, and it's kind of going out there and knowing that like I can compete at the top no matter what's happening and just be confident in that. And man, I'm just stoked for this year.
I'm you something just popped in my head because you mentioned Adam, um, and with Chad being announced, Adam's like a mountaineering dude.
Oh yeah.
He's out and he's in the wilderness and he's doing some crazy stuff. And I remember when we came out and visited you in Fort Vancouver before the games the first year, he had you doing hills and all sorts of like, stuff with sandbags. And is there anything like, you don't have to get into too much because I know you don't want to give away the secret sauce, but has he really like gotten into that yet and like gotten into some weird stuff for prepping for Chad?
Oh yeah, I mean, we're all, our brains are definitely turning, trying to figure out what the twist is. Definitely doing some a lot worse versions, hopefully, than
Yeah.
what we're going to see. But obviously, who knows? I mean, it's going to be event 7, I think, is what they said. It's the last workout before the cuts. We'll definitely add some added pressures. You have some of the guys that are on the line in the back going to be
Oof.
sending that workout just to make the cut line. So it's going to be an interesting, very long, but hopefully there's a twist in it that makes it pretty exciting.
Yeah, just having to send it on the cut line for that one. That there are other workouts you'd probably want to be like, yeah, I can try to
Yeah.
empty the tank here, but
Yeah, I mean, 20 minutes into that workout, you could be in first place and you're barely halfway. So a lot of stuff
oh,
could happen and go
just
wrong.
saying
I
that.
mean, yeah,
Oh man, that
it's
makes
gonna
me
be good.
hurt just thinking about what you guys are gonna have to go through. But as far as like prep now, because we're what I mean, realistically, there's probably 2 big weeks of training, maybe two and a half tops before you start tapering and heading out to Texas. What does the final prep look like for you in terms of like getting out there early and anything you're maybe trying to fine tune a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of like staying on track, touching on all the movements. I mean, in reality, you're not going to get insanely more fit in 2 weeks. I mean, given in even the past 2 months, like you're definitely the fitness is going to increase, but it's just about getting dialed in, getting the headspace right, making sure the body's feeling good, and making sure you're touching on all the events and your body's ready for the volume that you're going to see. I mean, who knows how many events we've seen? 15 events before at the games, so it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and the heat too. A little bit different heat this year, but you guys getting some warm temps up in Boise?
Oh yeah, no, we haven't had a day under 100 here in like a week, so definitely
Oof,
getting that heat acclimation, but
that'll do it.
it's a dry heat up here. Texas is a little bit more humid, so that's going to be definitely a different factor. I mean, even if we have events in the morning or at night, that humidity just kind of like hangs around, and that definitely is going to play a factor, especially if we're doing Chad outside.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be gnarly. Well, hopefully some outdoor sessions on the stretch head with that nice new turf you got. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah,
We'll
dude. I
hopefully
mean, that Shawgrass turf that we have is next level. I mean, it's the same turf that we use at the games, which is also awesome. Get to like do some sleds, pig flips, just get to learn the feel of it and how it moves. It's been a huge addition to the shred shed, and it looks pretty sick, I'd have to say.
Hey, that's always important, right? Get those aerial shots. It looks sick. If you guys actually want to catch some of that footage of him working out, he's got some training day dumps in his YouTube channel up on Justin Medeiros' channel right now. You can catch that, as well as I think some training up in British Columbia, which is pretty cool too. So
that's where Coach Jesse's at. So we're releasing videos every week, kind of showing what we're doing. Not too much, but hopefully enough to make it a little bit exciting.
Yeah, totally. Well, Justin, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for hopping on today. Excited to see you at the games. Hopefully getting back on that podium, and then to throw down in Tier Wadapalooza SoCal in the Tier Cup, and a fun kind of new format to see a team up with the Sports Best.
Oh yeah, man, I'm pumped.
Looking forward to seeing Justin Medeiros compete in Fort Worth, Texas. And Justin is one of those guys that I think he has what I like to call the switch, that he is super amicable and nice and jolly and fun off the competition floor, but he has that switch that he can flip where he goes into, I am now going to chew out your jugular. And you want to know that guy on the competition floor.
That's what you need to have to be a champion.
Yes,
though.
I
You
agree.
need to have that switch.
He has a giant switch. It's just like click, and it's Rich has it, Matt, all the great ones have that where they're super nice off but then when you get them in a competitive setting, it's like, oh my God, they would run over their own grandmothers to win right now.
Oh, no doubt.
Those are the people that you want.
Catherine had it too. Laura has it.
Yep.
Like you can see that moment when they
Jeff Adler has it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They hate losing more than they like winning. And when that switch goes, it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Not getting that person's way.
I hope he stays healthy, because I'm excited to see what.
Likewise.
There's always all right, you have success, you have a big bump that knocks you down. Like, I like to see how athletes respond to that.
Yeah.
In big moments. Like, what happens when you get knocked off the mountaintop?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Big thanks to Justin Medeiros. Good luck to him at the games. Looking forward to seeing him on that North American team at Tier 1.